Hello, this is Rakesh Rao from DesignSense Software Technology, the sales and support point for BricsCAD in India. In this CADPower video, I'm going to show you some of the AutoCAD to BricsCAD migration tools which we have provided in CADPower. Now, CADPower is a productivity tool which helps users to be more proficient and faster in using BricsCAD. It offers a number of tools that are for general productivity. In this video, we're going to concentrate primarily only on the BricsCAD migration tools. So these tools have been written for the BricsCAD user to help them migrate easily from AutoCAD. All the AutoCAD to BricsCAD migration tools are freeware in the sense that they are completely free of charge and they don't expire even after the rest of CADPower expires. These freeware tools are available under the freeware by CADPower menu, which is on the CADPower main pull down menu. There's also another menu we have provided called BricsCAD Plus, which has got several tools which are of importance to you. Now let us look at the tools from here. You can see there are some layer tools, and under layers you have various layer operations, pan, zoom, 3D views and so on. Now these tools have been replicated here in exactly the same manner as how you find it in AutoCAD 2018 or 17 in the classic mode. There are some other tools like point style dialog, which in BricsCAD you set the point style in a different way under the settings menu, but here we have provided it in exactly the same way how AutoCAD does it in the DDP style command. So the DDP style command becomes defined when you use the AutoCAD to BricsCAD migration tools, which is enabled by CADPower. Another thing which first time users in BricsCAD find a bit difficult to find are how to set the text style, how to set dimension styles, and how to set multi-line style and so on. So in BricsCAD, actually all of these are available under tools in the Drawing Explorer section. But for a first time user, it may be a little difficult to guess that it's available here. So what we have done is in BricsCAD Plus, we have provided point style, dimension style, multi-line style directly in this interface itself. The other thing which BricsCAD users miss is the filter command. So we have made the filter command available and it's available under the BricsCAD Plus menu. This is again something all AutoCAD users are very familiar with. There are also shortcuts for purge all and reattach all XREF. These are available as button options in AutoCAD, so we have provided it here as well. There's also an option called change dimension precision, quickly to change the dimension precision, and to reassociate dimensions, update dimensions, lengthen, and two commands here for editing and adding the scales of your viewports. So you have the scale list editor and then you have the add annotation scale values. So these two options are provided in the BricsCAD Plus menu. Now if you come to the bottom, near the bottom of the BricsCAD Plus menu, you can see freeware by CADPower. The same thing you can see here as well. So if you go to freeware by CADPower, you can see there are a number of tools which are very similar to what you see in Express tools of AutoCAD. Nested copy is used to copy an embedded block and bring it out. Filter, you have just now seen it. It is the way by which you can filter selection sets. TORIENT is to make the text orientation readable. So which means if the text is inverted, then automatically it becomes readable. This is again a very useful command which is missing in BricsCAD. Quick change case is a command to quickly change the case of a text from uppercase to lowercase or vice versa. Then there are commands like TCOUNT, BCOUNT, which are very useful for counting text and creating a quick quantity of the items in the text. Similarly, BCOUNT counts the blocks and gives you the count of blocks. So all these commands are now available in BricsCAD, but only after you install CADPower and BricsCAD Plus menu. Then we have certain commands here under hatch patterns management. Insert vertex in hatch boundary, delete vertex in hatch boundary. For example, I'm going to draw a closed polyline. Now one of the other commands that is missing in BricsCAD is you cannot right click here and add a vertex or delete vertex or convert to arc. But once you install CADPower and BricsCAD Plus menu, you can do it very easily because CADPower does the customization for you. So you can add a vertex, delete vertex, or add arc just by using your right click menu. So similarly, if I'm going to hatch this boundary now, so even after the hatch is created, you can just right click here, go to convert to arc, and convert this into a hatch with editable boundaries. There are also tools for viewport management, so you can lock or unlock paper space viewports in one shot. Say for example, if you have multiple viewports, you can list all of them here and select them using the mouse, and you can lock or unlock all of them in one operation. So this actually saves a lot of time, and this feature is available in AutoCAD, which we have now brought into BricsCAD as well. Similarly, there are tools for maximize viewport. There are tools for restoring the viewport after a VP Max operation is done. If you go to save recovery backup section, there are options by which you can move a back file to a folder, which means every time you save a drawing, you know that it creates a BAK file, that is the back file. And so you just need to specify the name of that folder, and every time you save your drawing, the back file gets copied to this folder. There is also an option to leave the copy of the back file at the existing location. So which means you have two back files, one in the specified folder and one in the same folder where you are drawing. Then there's the burst command, which is very useful. It is again a favorite for many AutoCAD users, so we now have it in BricsCAD as well. What it does is it explodes blocks but retains its attributes. So it converts all the attributes into simple text objects. Then we have xtrim, which is used to trim everything outside a boundary. There is a command for drawing settings, which is also available here in the last option called support. So if you go to drawing settings, this is now one of the most important commands for you, because as a first time BricsCAD user, you will want to know how to set your pick box size, how to set your aperture size, snap marker size, cursor size, and so on. So here we present in one single dashboard all of those for you to set. Be aware that you can also set this from the setting, but the ability to do it all in one shot in one dashboard makes it easy for the first time user. Now if you come here to other settings, there are a bunch of items here which are again some of the most frequently asked settings by a new BricsCAD user. How to enable the right click menu, how to snap to entities inside hatches, how to enable middle button pan, how to create crash dump file, how to manage view changes, whether you want the UCS to change automatically or not, automatic boundary detection control, in place text editor. So when you click on a text, you want the edit box to appear exactly at the location of the text rather than a separate dialog box. So all of these are something that people ask in the beginning when they start to work with BricsCAD, and I am happy to tell you that we have all of it covered in the front main dashboard of the setting. Then there are quad settings. If you are a quad user, you can come and set this here. You can also set toolbar, and you can also have CADPower manage some of your standard access toolbars. Now all these toolbars you see here, these are the toolbars that are available in the classic mode or the 2D mode of BricsCAD. So if you say allow CADPower to manage toolbars, and then if you choose any of these on or off, you can be assured that you will get the same setup each time you start BricsCAD. This is a very useful tip for those who find some of their toolbars going missing every now and then. So you set it up the way you want it, and the next time you start BricsCAD, it will appear in the way you design. Back file management we already saw in the other command. So here you can enable or disable it, and also you can specify the back file folder. Template files, again very important. You can specify what template files should be used by BricsCAD when it starts. This is critical because it defines how your drawing units will look like when you start BricsCAD. Autosave time is again a very important parameter. We always recommend that you keep it at a value of 10 or lesser. By default, I think it is about 60, which is 1 hour. So your drawing gets autosaved only once in an hour. We recommend that you keep it at 10. Then at the bottom you have the model space background color. You can choose what color you want for your model space background, and you can have the same color applied to paper space background as. In this section here, units and save format, you can specify your drawing units, which are your broad classification, whether it is metric or imperial. You can also specify your insertion unit. So the insertion unit specifies what your current drawing unit is, and it also has an impact on the drawings that you bring into your current drawing using the insert command, attach command, or using a copy paste operation. Now, very often we have seen users complaining that when they copy paste from another drawing, they don't match correctly, and that is precisely because you have not set your insertion units as per the incoming drawing. We have a separate video to explain this. You can just look at that on our channel. Dimension unit is something you can specify here, and please remember that dimension units can be different from the drawing units, so you can specify it here. And if you want to know more about what these are, you can click on info and it will tell you more from the help file. This is about the save format, which is again important because in many organizations they want to save always the files in a 2010 version or a 2013 version or a DXF file. You can specify exactly what you want. Similar setting can be done for the clipboard setting, and you can set up your drawing startup options here, how you want the startup screen to look like. You can also define how your selection prompt should be, that's shown here. And then in more settings you have isometric snap. If you're doing isometric drawing, you can also control the dragging behavior when you move or copy object. Now all of this what I've shown you cover about 80 to 90% of what first time user in BricsCAD is going to ask. And the reason we have put this here in support under drawing settings is because if you are aware of this, you can probably solve your own problems most of the time. Now in a similar manner, we have another command called maintenance, which is also under support. So if you go to maintenance, you can see a lot of different maintenance types. So this is going to open up the computer management portion of your control panel. So we go back here, and once again, let us say you want to open your control panel, just click on that and you can open your control panel. So BricsCAD Plus is a handy tool for you to access several of your Windows system functions without having to bother your network admin guy or your IT support guy. A lot of it you can just get it here itself. In fact, even for us, when we do customer support, the BricsCAD Plus menu helps us a lot because we can ask the user to go and open one of these as per what we need to do. And once that is open, we can give instructions to help them to sort out the issues they are facing. So all these collectively go into what we define is a productivity pack. So this is exactly the intention of CADPower software as well. We want to provide you with smart tools which will help you to work faster and smarter and not harder with CAD. When you are working in CAD, your main objective should be to concentrate on your designs and finish your design. Now there's also something called show system and DWG paths. So if you go here, for example, Windows folders. So these are the several Windows folders. So if you just click on any one of them, let's say I click on program files and say OK. So what happens is automatically the program files will open up in your Windows Explorer. So similarly, there's something called CAD support folders. So if you go, instead of Windows folders, you go to CAD folders. So these are all your CAD folders. So these are your support paths for BricsCAD. This is your local root folder, and this is your folder for sheet set templates and so on. Say for example, if I go to local root folder, and the moment you click it here, you can see that it's appearing here, and here it also says that it's copied to clipboard. Say for example, I can just open notepad here, and if I do a control V, that exactly that same string gets copied here. But otherwise you just click on this, let's say save path. So this is the temp folder, so I'm just going to click OK. So it's going to open this in Drawing Explorer. So once again, this is a tool which will help you to get around in Windows faster. So that is the summary about the AutoCAD to BricsCAD migration tools in CADPower. And once again, I want to repeat that these tools are freeware. You don't need to pay for them. Simply install BricsCAD, install CADPower, and these tools are available for you to use. You will only need to get it registered with us once. Because thank you for watching this video, and if you have any questions, please do feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.